Hi, I'm Victoria. Today I'm here with Anson Williams and Don Most from Happy Days. Hi guys, how you doing?
We're doing great. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Now, you guys are celebrating your 40th year of Happy Days. Now, does it feel like it's been 40 years?
No, it doesn't. Anson and I are such good friends. We've been friends from the beginning of the show and maybe even better friends now. Feels like almost yesterday sometimes that we were doing it.
In fact, Don and I, we live 20 minutes apart.
Really?
In California. So we see each other quite often. So when you think about how long it's been, it's shocking because it really does. It feels like we could go back on that set tomorrow and just pick up where we left off.
Yeah.
Now, you were the comedian on the show. Now, how was it to be the comedian?
Well, that's a good question because that's not what I was really like in real life. But I knew people like that. So as an actor, it was fun to play something other than what I'm like and use other people as a source. And our director was very much like the comedian, and I would use certain things. I'd borrow things from our director, Jerry Paris, to help me find the character.
And how was the character Ralph created?
How was he what? I'm sorry?
How was he created?
Well, that's another good question because in the pilot, there was a role it was a very small role for a guy named Ralph, and it was just a guy who liked cars. They didn't know much more about who he was, and they offered me the role, and there wasn't that much to go on at the beginning, and then it just slowly evolved from some of the writers seeing what I was doing and me seeing what the writers were writing, and it just was a sort of an organic process.
Well, he's actually being a little humble here because Don actually screen tested for the role of Potsie, and I luckily got it, but they were so impressed with Don, they created Ralph for him and depended on Don to come up with the character.
How did they come up with the name Potsie?
The creator, Gary Marshall's wife, had a friend in high school named Potsie, nicknamed Potsie, and Gary liked the name. And if you think about it, there's Rich E, Potts E, Ralph E, Joan E, Howe E, Mr. C. I mean, everything kind of rhymes. Everything's kind of organic, goes together.
And what inspired you to write your book?
Actually, it was paying forward a very important person in my life by the name of Willie Turner. So it's a memoir, but not really. More than anything, it's looking at this person that maybe most people would think is ordinary, but is extraordinary. Never judge. And I wanted this man. I wanted to pay his life lessons forward to hopefully help other people like he helped me.
And I hear your uncle Hank created the Heimlich Maneuver, and you were a part of that.
My gosh, Victoria, you do your homework. Wow. Yeah, Dr. Heimlich is my cousin, but I've called him Uncle. And there was a situation where someone dropped out of the Merv Griffin show, a guest, and they put me in, and Henry, Dr. Heimlich, happened to be in town. So I brought him with me to the show. And just coincidentally, I had 30 seconds off air with Merv Griffin. I told him about Dr. Heimlich and maneuver. Unbeknownst to me, we get out a commercial, the cameras go on, and he brings Henry out from the audience. And he does the maneuver on Merv Griffin. And it's the first national exposure. And that show saved thousands of lives. And from there, he went on the Carson show, and the Heimlich Maneuver just kind of became, part of Americana.
And you're both amazing singers, but now you're the singer, and do you prefer singing more than acting?
I don't want to say I prefer it more, but I love it. And I haven't done it in a long time. So it's especially exciting for me right now. And I'm doing the music that I always loved, the great American songbook, the great jazz standards, and I've always loved it. And it's just a thrill to get to be doing it with great musicians and with audiences that really love the music, and I'm hoping to keep doing it for a while.
Also, you're going to be in New Jersey. When?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna. Well, and Long Island too.
Yeah.
I'm going to be at Theater 3, which is in Port Jefferson, Long Island, on July 25th.
So you can interview him there.
Okay.
And near you, not too far.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be out here in Asbury Park at McCloon's Supper Club, July 12th.
What got you started in singing?
I started when I was about younger, 13, 14, but there was a movie called The Jolson Story that was about the great Al Jolson. He was a very famous singer back in the 20s and that era, and that movie really inspired me, and then I became a big follower of Bobby Darin. I loved Darin and Sinatra and those kind of singers.
Yeah. And this is a question for both of you. What was your favorite memory on the show?
Oh, gosh. Favorite memory on the show. Actually, our favorite memories, I think, are off the show. We had a baseball team, and we played all over the world, and practically every major stadium in the United States. And those are such special, unique moments together as people that, I think seeing your face at the scoreboard at Yankee Stadium or every other major, stadium in the country, just to have that experience with each other was incredibly memorable.
And I know that they're bugging us. We're going to have to wrap this up, unfortunately.
You love the Jolson story? And I love the Jolson story. I'd walk 1,000,000 miles for one of your smiles, my Mammy. This is Victoria, signing off.
Thank you so much, you two.
Thank you. Go. The news is here. Listen up. All right.